From the makers of Extra Innings, TKO Super Championship Boxing, the Jetsons Invasion of the Planet Pirates? Wait, what? Flying Hero Slam Tilts? The PS2, PSP, PS4, and soon-to-be PS5 versions of Utaware no Mono? The Baroque for the PS2? What? Gungnir? Riviera? What the hell? What a sneaky random company Sting Entertainment is. And truthfully, that's what the Strat JRPG is. It's sneaky, stealthily being released on May 24th, 1996. The game centers around Red and Blue, brothers who are the sons of Brown, a treasure hunter. In fact, they come from a line of treasure hunters. These two brothers are joined by a girl with a secret named Rain and a monkey named Ponga as they go around island hopping, searching for Brown and 7 items with magical powers called Oparts. They gamble in frog casinos, ride whales while contending with monsters and waves, and take to the skies in a bird of metal, all in an effort to thwart the Dark King who is trying to mold the world in his own way by destroying it. You know, typical bad guy stuff. That's sort of what the game gives you, a typical adventure of the 16-bit era. Playing it, honestly, I felt like I was playing some sort of weird amalgamation of classics like Chrono Trigger, with its, characters and movement, environments that seemingly feel like they're lost from Secret of Mana, some hints of Dragon Quest, and some winks and nods to something like Tactics Ogre or Final Fantasy Tactics. It's a standard story with some silly moments here and there, though that may be the case. The battle system is fairly neat. Depending on the grid battle's level and the color of the tiles the characters are on, action points are used to move or perform an action. Enemies have a small variety of different lengths they affect the action point usage. As you level, you gain more points, but due to the ratcheting of the grid levels for battles, you generally won't steamroll enemies unless you've been steadily leveling up throughout the game. Even then, enemies or bosses can get a sneaky ailment or crit to throw you for a loop. Not gonna lie, I game overed a few times, particularly against the first boss, and a certain werewolf fight about 2/3 of the way through the game. However, other than that, I really didn't have issues with the difficulty of the game. You did still have to think to some degree, but it wasn't to the point where you're like, oh good, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm dying. I will say this, they did a really good job for the penultimate fight of sort of putting you in a little bit more of a difficult position, because it takes away your healer, so you have to, regrettably, be good with your item usage and make sure you have healing items for your other party members, because there isn't everybody can carry up to like 99 things and we can just use whenever. No, every character unit can only carry up to 20 items, so you have to have a not like super duper stringent, okay, here's all this item management, but it's something that's got to be maybe not to the forefront, but at least in the middle section of the brain when you're planning out your battles. Coupled with all this new nostalgia for this recently played game, it's a fun, if somewhat average, soundtrack. Tell me, do you get Chrono Trigger vibes from listening to this? How about Final Fantasy Tactics? Sakimoto Hitoshi was involved, as well as one of his comrades, Iwata Masaharu. But the biggest name of all, John P., pisses those sweet, soft melodies down your ear holes. Thank you, John P., truly. Moving along, this game isn't too rough with its Japanese, but there are times where you'll have to think and use items without a prompt, which can cause some to stumble. That aside, it took me about 22 hours or so to beat the game, so it is a nice stroll with some okay challenge, and honestly, it gives me the warm fuzzies like when I was playing some older 16-bit classic games. It's certainly one that I would recommend if you're trying to practice reading Japanese. I think it's a nice thing to try to practice. The other is that it's, being a shorter game, you're not going to be sitting there taking forever. It's not going to be like, oh, I've got to spend 60, 40, 50, 100 plus hours playing a game to get through it. Nope. Just about 20, 25 hours or so, and it won't be too bad to where you'd be like, oh, I'm completely lost. It's pretty well focused, which unfortunately in some ways kind of takes it down a rung or two, but I would put this maybe a step below things like Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, and Rudra no Hiho, Treasure of the Rujas, and stuff like that. It's certainly not bad by any stretch, and it's got some like nice little goofy moments here and there that made me chuckle a little bit. But if anything, it certainly serves to at least play through it once and experience it and have fun with it, and not really something to be like, oh, this is gonna be super serious. We're gonna be super serious, super deep, super meta, bajillion different layers to it. No, it's just kind of a fun jaunt through JRPG land. And that is it for me. Have you played it before? Let me know down below with your thoughts. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.